Khamzat Chimaev, Gilbert Burns, guys. They just went to war yesterday at UFC 273. A fantastic fight, a phenomenal fight. And I'm just here to share some thoughts, where do you go from here with Khamzat? Did I think he won the fight? What the sentiment where I am right now. So first off, guys, going into this fight, we all knew that Khamzat Chimaev had a huge amount of pressure and expectations, on him. Even during the press conference, like literally all he said during the press conference leading up to this fight was, "I'm going to smash Gilbert Burns. He stands no chance. I'm going to kill him. Not only am I going to kill him, I'm going to kill everyone in the entire welterweight division." So a lot of bettors, a lot of fans had the anticipation and expectation that Khamzat Chimaev was going to go in there and absolutely steamroll Gilbert Burns. The odds had it in that way, and so did a lot of people within the MMA community. And again, guys, that just did not how the fight played out. Gilbert Burns was resilient. He was a lot tougher than Khamzat expected. And even Khamzat, after the fight, even admitted that, that Gilbert Burns was a lot more tougher than he expected. Rather than steamrolling through, Gilbert Burns, it was a back and forth battle, which really showed that Khamzat Chimaev is, even though he is a great contender, and he definitely deserves to be there in the top 5. He isn't as dominant of a fighter that we thought he was going to be. And when we think of fighters such as John Jones, Khabib, fighters that Khamzat Chimaev was, prematurely likened to and compared to. John Jones is dominant. Khabib is dominant. Khamzat Chimaev, he is a contender, guys. He proved that last night, but he isn't as dominant as a fighter that a lot of people expected him to be. And that really does take a hit to his hype surrounding him, Then this doesn't take anything away from Khamzat Chimaev. It was a great fight, but it would be insincere to say that his hype didn't take a hit. Even during the post-fight speech, the audience was booing Khamzat Chimaev. Again, everyone thought he was going to steamroll through Burns, and that's what a lot of people were expecting. So this whole idea of, Khamzat being someone who is going to smash the division, who is a boogeyman, is that whole facade and aura around him is finished, whether you like it or not, guys. He's no longer a boogeyman. He's human. He can bleed, and everyone can really see that Khamzat can be beaten, and Khamzat is beatable. So switching more so into how I saw the fight, I definitely think that round 1 was Khamzat. I mean, he came out, he dropped Gilbert Burns with, I believe, a right cross. Dropped him. Gilbert Burns is someone who's so tough and has such willpower, was able to bounce back. And one interesting thing is that Khamzat Chimaev, even though he was able to take down Gilbert Burns, he had no inclination to want to actually grapple with him on the ground, which is something that I mentioned in my fight prediction, that Gilbert Burns is someone who is really good at jiu-jitsu. He's someone who is a black belt, really good at grappling submissions. He doesn't want, and it would be stupid for Khamzat Chimaev to try to grapple with Gilbert Burns. I actually had the prediction that Gilbert Burns would win by submission. So obviously Gilbert Burns is extremely dangerous on the ground, and Khamzat Chimaev realized that. So even though he was able to take down Burns, again, he tried to stay away from grappling, let Burns get back up. It was clear that when it came to striking, at least in round 1, Khamzat Chimaev had the clear advantage. Then, guys, we switch over to round 2, where Gilbert Burns really put the pressure and really cracked and hit and landed a lot of significant strikes against Khamzat Chimaev. He even, towards the last 10 seconds of the round, he actually dropped him with a nasty right hook. And Khamzat's head is whipped back and he fell. And he immediately shot for a double leg, tried to cover up and recover. And obviously, I think that if the round was another minute or so, 30 seconds, and they were still on their feet, it could have been a TKO for Gilbert Burns. But ran out of time, and into round 3 is where there is a lot of controversy, guys. Round 3, in my opinion, obviously I had a 1-1 going to round 3. Round 3, I believe that Khamzat Chimaev was winning round 3, the final round, putting the pace and pressure on Gilbert Burns up until the last 30 seconds or so, guys, where Gilbert Burns landed 3 consecutive right crosses that absolutely cracked Khamzat Chimaev. Had him falling backwards, had his head reeling back, and they were unanswered, and I think that really shifted the momentum in the last couple seconds of the fight. Those 3 unanswered crosses by Gilbert Burns, and I don't know, guys. I mean, the final round really, I think is up for grabs. Khamzat Chimaev ended up winning the fight. I can't be upset about that because it is a toss up. I easily could have seen it go the other way with Gilbert Burns. So it's really how you see the final round that decides this fight. But again, Khamzat wins in I believe a split decision. I think, or either no, I think Khamzat actually won unanimous decision, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But I think the fight was super close, up for grabs. And again, guys, I can hear arguments on both sides of Gilbert winning and Khamzat winning. So again, super close. And pivoting away, guys, to more so where we go from here. What is next for Khamzat Chimaev in his trudge up to and trying to acquire the championship belt? He's running versus Colby Covington next. And guys, I don't like his chances against Colby Covington for the fact that Khamzat Chimaev, he got sloppy, he got rocked. As soon as he was getting tagged by Gilbert Burns, his hands were by his side. He was tired. He looked not necessarily gassed, but he looked like it was a 3-round war. Imagine 5 rounds. His striking is good, but I just see Kobe landing a lot of shots and really putting the pressure on Khamzat Chimaev, and not even getting started with Kamaru Usman. I mean, Kamaru Usman would KO Khamzat Chimaev. Absolutely would KO him. And the same thing can be said if he moved up to middleweight against Izzy. I see Izzy picking apart Khamzat, So Khamzat Chimaev, I mean, if he wants to one day be champion, definitely has to work on his striking and be a lot more composed. Again, guys, I said this in my fight prediction that Khamzat Chimaev is going to be tested in this fight. We have to see him go and verse against adversity. He was tested. He dug deep, right? But he needs to build up on, being more, secure in his striking, not getting lazy, keeping his cardio on top and on pace if he wants to fight Colby Covington and beat him or Kamaru Usman. But guys, so those are some of my thoughts on, this fight at UFC 273. What are your thoughts? I mean, did you think Burns won this fight? Do you think Khamzat won this fight? Do you think he won it rightfully so? Where does Khamzat go from here in terms of, his chances against Colby or even a Kamaru Usman? And what did you think about the hype around Chimaev? I mean, is the hype gone? Do you still see him any differently after his performance, or do you still see him as like that one boogeyman still? So let me know in the comment section below, guys. It's always a conversation with you guys. And as always, thanks for watching.